lasso guard used to be considered a very advanced guard, but I've always thought it should be one of the first open guards that people start to learn. The reason for that is when we put in what people call the leg lasso, where I step over my partner's arm where I have a sleeve grip, I basically keep him attached to me. And so it's sort of an open closed guard. There's also a path back to the closed guard from it, so it makes it one of the safer open guards to play. In this video, I'm going to show you a little bit about the basics of the lasso and how we get the most fundamental lasso guard sweep. So I'm on my back in the closed guard. Often, you'll either go to this when you want to attack, or if your buddy is about to open your guard. And so if you know your guard's going to open it anyway on your own terms and then attack. I'm going to get double sleeve grips and step on his hip, and I move my hips out. This leg comes over and circles over top, and then my foot makes an angle, and I hook behind his armpit. But now, so this is what we call the leg lasso, where we're sort of encircling his arm with our leg. But I can't stop here. So you see my hips are pointed a little bit that way? What I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten out and drop my left leg this way as I turn my palm to the ceiling like Spider-Man shooting a web. If I do this, and Jesse tries to circle his hand out, it's really hard. But if I get a little bit lazy with it, that's how he can disrupt my lasso. Now again, I could go right back to the closed guard, and there are paths back to the closed guard here, but if you want to lock the lasso in place, you want to angle your knee to the same side as the lasso and turn your palm up like Spider-Man shooting a web. So I open my guard, move my hips out, leg comes over, foot comes behind his armpit. To lock the lasso in place, turn my knee to one side and turn my palm up. This foot can do one of two things. It has to control inside space, so we can either step on the hip and then pull tight, or we can get what they call a spider hook here. For this sweep, there are many, many sweeps we can get from what's called the spider lasso, but for this sweep, I'm just going to step on the hip and pull with my grip to keep my shin inside his elbow. And so now if Jesse tries to wiggle around a little bit, I'm going to be able to stay attached to him. One of the most important, now the sweep that we're going to do is one of the most fundamental lasso guard sweeps, and it relies sometimes on a mistake that my partner makes, but I can also bait the mistake. Because the lasso is tough to clear, often people will try to pass the guard by pushing this knee down and coming to this side, right? The problem with that, and go ahead and keep coming, is that I have his post trapped on this side, so that even a little bit of a bump motion is going to make him go over that way. So let's do that from the top, but with me setting it up instead of him giving it to me. Although many times, especially if people haven't done the lasso, haven't attacked the lasso much on the top, they're going to do exactly that. They're going to pass to the wrong side without clearing the lasso. So I get two grips on the sleeve, step my feet on the hips, move the hips out, leg swings over, my foot's right in his armpit. There are lots of different things you can do with the deep lasso and the shallow lasso, which we'll get into over the course of the curriculum. Angle my knee out, angle my palm up. So if he's just content to hang out here, or I decide I want to attack and he's not trying to pass, I can evade it by bringing my leg across to one side. I make my shin about his belt line, and now either he's gonna take the bait and try to pass like he did before, or if he doesn't, I'm gonna let go with this grip, come under and grab his pants, in this case his right pant leg. And now that I have two grips, I'm gonna pull with my legs to load him onto me, and just extend my legs. You can come up easily to the knee on belly. You can see that if I have this grip, he can't post his hand. If I grip his pants, it's impossible for him to open his knees out and widen his waist. One more time. Grips on the sleeve, feet on the hips. Hips come out, circle, get the lasso. Leg comes across, and I grab the pants. When Jesse tried to pass before, you saw that he kind of popped his leg up to try to pass. This makes it even easier, because now his base is higher than it was, and I just extend my legs and he goes over, or we come back to the top. Whether his leg is up or not, I can just grab this pant leg. Now extend. There is, when you get to be an advanced belt, a bicep slicer here, or you can just come up to the knee on stomach position. So those are some principles about the lasso guard and one of the most fundamental sweeps from